Broken Record.
Back in the Studio 54 days, we were sort of, hanging out with David Bowie and all these crazy cats from disco days. And then when that whole Bolton fell out of that, they're like, why don't we start a rock and roll band? And we're like, what a logical idea to start a rock and roll band. And they said, I know this guy that plays guitar, who knows a guy that plays bass, and you can play drums, and, So we started out doing that, and Broken Record sort of emerged from the dust of that.
The high point probably came in 1991 or 92. We'd been a band for 9 or 10 years then, and we just got put on the cover of Rolling Stone for our cover version of the Thriller soundtrack.
There were times when we were on stage and we were really rocking it hard, and boobs are flying everywhere, and we're like, yeah, this is what being a rock star is all about. And we take a break and go back to snort some coke, come back on stage, and there'd be more boobs. Those were the highs.
I don't know, it was just huge at the time. We were all rich, we were loaded most of the time, so it was great.
I think that the height of Broken Record was maybe back when we played at Stansfordshire Hall. It is in Edinburgh, which I don't expect you to know where that is because you're being American out. So.
And we had like 4 top 20 singles at the time off our record, which was My Baby Is a Bitch.
We just did this enormous amount of cocaine, and there were these girls with enormous breasts there, and it was just an amazing time. And what the am I trying to explain this to you for? You weren't even born yet. This was back in 1982.
Andy Betts, the man, the myth, the legend, the lead guitarist of Broken Record. He had many trademark moves throughout the career. I started off trying to catch attention, be a little edgy. Usually involved public urination on stage into the crowd.
Well, Adam Seimer's a rock star is just a character, I mean, the real me. Something people might not really realize is I'm afraid of dolphins.
Oh, the people went crazy for it. They would boobs, and they would just go like right here, spray these there, big fella. That's what they would do.
Well, the thing that really freaks me out about dolphins is I kind of think they can walk. Like, you look at them and they always look like they know more than they really do, like more than they're letting on. I think one time they're just gonna jump out of the water and start beating the shit out of people. Yeah, wouldn't it scare you if a dolphin jumped out of the water and attacked you?
Well, the thing about those guys is the whole pelvis urinating and the fear of breasts is just really that's them trying desperately to be individuals because it's so difficult to be an individual these days. I, of course, have no problem being an individual. So it sort of comes natural to me to sort of maybe not shun them, but more or less encourage their eccentricities and whatever else.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my songs are about trying to nail chicks, but yeah, there's a good bit of them. There's some like bilateral meaning in there also, where it's like trying to nail girl, but still watching out for dolphins.
Do I see myself as a fatherly figure to these misfits? Maybe. I tend to be the responsible one of the group. So I guess you could say I'm a fatherly figure.
I haven't really talked to many of the guys very often. Occasionally, like, we'll email each other, see what's going on, or send, like, each other a funny video of, like, a little kid getting hit in the face with a soccer ball, which is funny to everybody.
Really, there hasn't been a whole lot going on, broken record-wise, in the last 10 years. I kind of had a falling out after we redid the Thriller album.
10 years? What is 10 years? was like 2 months ago when we last played. What the hell are they talking about? 10 years? What is a 10 years thing? I don't understand this. We've only been playing together for 2 years.
I actually got a pretty nasty lawsuit with Adam, who I like to call the asshole in the group. He molested my cat.
It was 2005 when we got together.
So you didn't have a hit album and a hit single and then a remake of the Thriller album?
No.
So how's the show gonna go tonight?
That is without a doubt the stupidest question I've ever heard in my life. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna rock the house.
I expect to see more breasts than I've ever seen in my entire life. By how well we play.
I think we're going to come out and we're going to start with sort of a low, like cold rumble, you know, and then the show will just build and build and build and build.
This show is gonna rock so much. It's gonna be like back in 1988 when we were playing Madison Square Garden, and this girl showed me these boobs. God, they were enormous, and I pissed all over them. I mean, and then I went down and I rubbed it in, and I slapped them. God, that was a great show. That's what this is gonna be like tonight, just like that.
I'm gonna be playing so well that my nipples will catch on fire.
Build and build and build, and then finally, to sort of climax to the point where the faces will practically just melt right off. And
I think we're gonna be playing so well, we're gonna make everyone's body hair fall out.
Well, I expect good things. I think we're gonna knock everyone's socks off.
I don't really think that people are always worried about. So how is the crowd going to accept you since you've been gone for 10 years? Which, to that, I have to say, whatever. I'm not a real crowd. I tell you what, if any of those fucking bandmates of mine mess up any of the songs that they're supposed to play, I swear to God, I am going to gouge all of their eyes out and just have my way with this stuff.
Tonight is going to be probably one of the most awkward nights of my life. I have not seen Adam since I caught him molesting my cat, and I'm going to try to put that aside and not look at him and think to myself, my poor little Bubbles. God, how I miss Bubbles.
This is Broken Record.